everybody. Welcome to season 2 of Horse Talk here in the game cabin. Tonight's a very special night. We have Netto with us, and we're actually live in the game cabin, which is the first time we've had a person actually here. So it does exist. So thanks so much for coming in, man.
Hey, it's good to be here, man.
Well, we've been talking for the last like 20 or 30 minutes just about Mega Man. We share a love for the purple for sure. Um, so I wrote down a few things to kind of get us going. But first off, what you think about the cabin?
It's awesome. Like, I wish I could set my place up like this. That I've got a full house, kind of about the same size. But yeah, my wife is makes me hide the stuff other than the game consoles. So you got a little bit more freedom than I do.
Is there anything that's still out and about?
So all the game consoles, and I got a few boxes of like Castlevania and a couple games like that. Otherwise, every time she goes in there, I get yelled at.
Well, I had to move all my stuff to the cabin in general, just to also the same thing. But our house is full of Nintendo Switches, so my little one loves the Switch. I really like the Switch as well. I think it's actually pretty good.
That's like so when I met my wife, we got married about 2 years ago. But when we first met, she asked, "Oh, was I how big was the game thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, just a bit." And then get married, and I start bringing it all in, and she's like, "There's like 600 boxes."
Oh Lord!
So then there was a. She's like, "This isn't a little."
So are you like a mini storage guy? Do you have like a mini storage just packed with games from
No,
top to bottom?
I wish I had that kind of setup, but man, I don't know how people get lucky enough to find like their storage sheds full of stuff either.
It kind of man, it's weird because I kind of feel like it's a shame to put all your stuff in a mini storage, particularly because there's like rats and stuff in there
Yeah,
in a
and
lot of those places.
you don't want your stuff getting damaged either, like moisture and everything. Unless you got it climate controlled, it's just gonna just destroy it all.
I've been finding myself lately. I like come through here with like two totes, like every other week, and I just fill the totes up and then I throw them in that loft up there, and I feel instantly better because there's actually less crap. It is pretty full in here, right? It's like it's a little overwhelming. And then I decided to help myself to the entire CIB N64 set as of yesterday. We did the carts last year. That's actually what's there behind you, and we 3D printed all that stuff, and we got every cart pretty quick. And dude,
So,
N64 is expensive.
so did you get sculptor's cut and the bowling and all that?
I did.
Oh man, so those are like two.
So here's the sculptor's cut. If you
Oh
want,
yeah.
you want to show everybody. I don't have the blockbuster sticker on that one.
Let's see if I can.
Super bowling.
I'll pull it up to make it a little bit better. So,
Oh, here it is.
so
My
we have
bowling's
the.
not perfect. So the bowling has a sticker that cannot be removed without taking the label with
Oh
it.
yeah, that's like the blockbuster label types, or no showbiz.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
some kind of like Domino's pizza situation.
Well,
But
yeah, it's like those blockbuster stickers. Those things were pure death. Like it doesn't matter what it is, that metallic's not coming off.
I feel like sculptor's cut's like fairly common now. It's
It's
expensive, but you see it everywhere.
Yeah, I guess until you start getting to the box stuff, I mean, it's at least manageable with just the cart.
Uh, I played it for like a minute and a half,
Yeah,
and I think that was enough.
it's not worth what is it, like grand or whatever the cart is now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's overpriced for sure.
we're gonna try to watch y'all's chat tonight. As usual, we're just hanging out. This will be on the tube at some point. Feel free to throw things in the chat. I'm gonna try to make it bigger. So, oh, look at that! Now we can actually see it. That's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah, and I
Uh,
see Karma's already trying to talk crap in the chat, so you know
oh, there
how
we
it is.
go.
It's just like old times.
That's awesome. How do you know Karma?
So met him through whatnot. Became friends with him. People like Pawn, Atomic, all the guys, and just in general, like I got to meet a few people. Thought I was gonna get to meet Karma and Oreo, but it didn't happen like we planned. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to get in touch with those guys and meet up.
You know why it didn't happen, right? Because they're really AI. They're not real people.
I mean, well, Karma, he's definitely fake as all get out, but you know how it goes.
Yeah, we're convinced. It's like a running joke that Oreo is a bot. She's truly like an AI model and stuff. Did you see the Halloween show?
So I did. I got to see
Okay,
that one.
the Halloween show with my theatrics and then Oreo was Catwoman, right? Oreo. I can't quite remember it, but the Batman mask is still up there. So if you want to put it on tonight and channel some Batman energy, you can feel free.
Oh God, we'll see. Maybe that's in the cards, but I don't know.
Rebel likes it because it's full of sweat. So he's like, it's still it's. I'm gonna throw that in somebody's box one day when they like order like a priority mail. I'm just gonna throw that in there, and they're gonna be like, "What the hell is this?" overall. So look, man, everybody knows you on Whatnot. I actually didn't know who you were. I've only been on Whatnot for like a year,
Yeah.
so it feels like it's been forever. But Oreo's like, you need to have Netto on. I'm like, what's a Netto? So I guess first, like, where did the name Netto come from? What's that?
So I know it's as dumb as you can think, but so off the Mega Man Battle Network series,
Okay,
so one of the characters in the English version was named Lan, in the Japanese it was named Neto Hikari, I think is how it was said. And I just stole the name from there. Initially, used it for gaming tournaments and stuff like that, and I've just ran with it for like 20 plus years now.
nice. My name came from a bunch of people yelling horse shit in a warehouse. Like no joke. It was literally they were yelling horse shit, horse shit, horse shit, and then they saw me come out of the walk-in cooler. It's like Winn Dixie, you know Winn Dixie,
Oh yes,
because we're both from Louisiana. And they saw me and they started yelling horse Allen, and I hated it, and I hated it like to the
and it
point
just
of like
sticks.
I was about to quit. I was about to punch him in the face and quit. And then one day I remember this vividly. Like I still remember the visual. I went to clock out and my buddy Justin was standing there, and then my boss Buzz came up. He's like, "Why they call you Horse, man? You like hung like a horse or something?" And then ever since then, it was like, "All right, my name's Horse Allen." So we had horseallen.com. That was an actual website, horseallen.com. We had like the Matrix music when you got on there, that
Oh yeah.
Matrix music, and then tons of pictures and stuff. I tried to find it on the Internet Archives probably like 10 years ago, and I did find it, and I should have saved it because it was actually pretty cool. It was really weird, but it was pretty cool. So this was like right at the same time as MySpace. It's
Yeah.
like MySpace had just came out at the same time as that stuff. So
So
that's where my name came from.
So, question: did you have any other big nicknames or anything that stuck with you, or
My dad called me Al, just because obviously my name's Alan, but no, not really.
so game wise? There was only one other name, and it came from playing in a tournament. Like if you remember the Soldier of Fortune games by chance.
Yep.
So the second one, I actually played in a couple local tournaments, and then a couple more non-local and stuff, and I ended up getting a name that got banned for that matter
Oh,
because I did it as a joke. One guy went up there and he was trying to cuss me out and changed it from butt bucker to foot bucker. So I actually
what?
put my name as foot bucker, and it lasted like a couple rounds till the guys came and told me, "Look, you either got to change your name or you're getting like kicked out the tournaments." And I'm like, "All right, gonna take care of it."
That's funny. Um, we're gonna post a pin, a sponsor a horse talk. So we're gonna do that this year. If anybody wants to sponsor, don't feel like you need to, but you do get massive shout outs and some credit in the YouTube video as well. There is nothing funded here, but I do like to give the guests a T-shirt, some kind of memorabilia, and things like that. Happy to do that myself, but hey, it's there. Last year I put like a sponsored giveaway, and people were going crazy, and I'm like, how do I do these giveaways while I'm like trying to run all this? So look, speaking of that, we got some exciting stuff tonight. I'm actually going to post a giveaway right now. We have Game Cabin Plinko, and if you don't know what Plinko is, then you need to find out. And we'll teach you tonight what Plinko is. So I'm going to pin that giveaway right now, and you guys jump in it. And then Neto is going to actually do the giveaway with you guys. Plinko is awesome, by the way, and you do have to be kind of present to choose. And then look at Just Thrifting sponsoring the giveaway. Thrifting, thank you so much. Y'all check out Just Thrifting for Thrifting Thursdays. Great show. There's very few people that have an attitude like Just Thrifting. That's the
Oh yeah.
nicest dude I ever met. But we always joke that he's truly a bully on the inside. So Thrifting, we know that you boot people out of the show all the time. So Thrifting doesn't take any bullshit. He's like,
Yeah.
you got to go.
Well, I do see most in here, and unfortunately, most there will be no high noons in this stream. So,
I thought about bringing. We got whiskey in that cabinet, vodka. We got all kind of stuff in the cabinet, but I knew you had to drive too.
oh
So
yes, and look, coming here, wasn't bad, other than Waze deciding to send me through all the hill to get here. I was like, oh God, I should have just went the normal way. Just
Central Thruway,
oh
yeah.
yeah, but no, I went airline through Georgia.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it
dude.
was a
That's
nightmare. Pretty sure I got a red light ticket, but you're not getting paid.
yeah, man. I live out in the sticks, y'all, and the cabin is also out in the sticks as well. So let's jump into Capcom. So everybody was like, "Man, this guy knows everything about Capcom." Me and you've exchanged texts. We talked a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit, but we haven't gone deep into anything. I do appreciate you sending me the list of all the inserts and everything like
anytime.
that. That was pretty cool. But what started the fascination with Capcom?
So I mean, for me, starting out with Mega Man games just in general, like I started there, branched off. I mean, it went from just the Mega Man games, and then I started kind of playing some of the other stuff they had, just seeing where it went. And there's not too many bad games. I mean, Street Fighter 2010 or whatever it is for NES, not one of my favorites. It's actually hard as hell. But then the rest of them, I just got so interested in them. And I mean, there's some great games that a lot of people don't know about, like Gunsmoke, for instance. It's actually way better than, and it's a cheap game for the most part, unless you go the full CIB route.
I haven't played that yet. Is that like a zapper gun?
So no, you're think of it like the Commando game for NES. It's the same thing except you're on a horse and it's triggering you to like kill a certain like bad guy, like a cowboy
Okay.
or whatever.
I did. My buddy actually, so he went back to his house in Chicago probably like 2 months ago. He's like, "Hey, dude, I got some games in the attic." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "Bring me games." So he brought me a bunch of inserts and stuff, but he actually brought me a CIB beautiful Genesis Sunset Riders.
Oh man,
So I got to keep it forever. Now it's actually over there in the playing stack, but I do want to play it. I've heard it's awesome.
That game is great. Now I actually got in that conversation with Moose for him telling me that the Super NES version's like the better one, but it doesn't matter. It's still a great game one way or another, Sega or Super Nintendo. Even though arcade, it's of course it looks a little bit better visually, but you can't go wrong with any of them.
Thanks for the boosters, guys. I'm seeing all this stuff now. I have no idea what Moose is talking about, but thanks, Moose. We appreciate it. Looks like Moose is on the loose for sure. I think he's been drinking a few tonight, so that's uh that's awesome.
It wouldn't be the surprising thing at all.
Yep. So, what's your favorite out of like the purple Capcom or like the old Capcom with the blue and the
So
red and all that?
non Mega Man games, I don't know why, but 1942 and 43 like hold a special place to me
Okay.
because those are some of the games that I grew up playing in the arcade first. And I didn't realize till years ago that there's actually a 1941 and a couple others
Hmm.
that was released on one of the TurboGrafx systems.
I think I've actually seen some of that before. So I'm a little obsessed with the Mega Man stuff, but we were talking earlier. Like I like it's unusual for people that collect anything to say, "Hey, I like common, popular, but I just want them clean and I want to play them."
Oh yeah.
Because it's what I had when I was a kid. But I say that, man, like games that I really enjoyed. And I was thinking about this earlier. Like I loved Wizards and Warriors.
So, and that's one of them that I never got to play enough. Like it was one I rented and just was terrible at it. I guess certain ones it would either stick with me renting them or it would just be like, yeah, never again.
Awesome. So on all the Mega Mans, what's like your Grail Mega Man?
The grills that I own, oh man. So look, the hardest one probably I have to get is going to be the one for Game Gear. Complete in box, you're looking at this point like $2,500
Mhm.
range. But personally, I love Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy, and that one getting it complete in box way back when, and
Yep.
what it cost to me then versus where I'm seeing them at now, it's insane. And that registration card for that one is probably the single most hardest insert to find, other than the Section Z map. Those two are right on top of each
Really?
other.
Italian, do you have the, registration for Mega Man 5 Game Boy? Just curious. Man, I can't find them. 3, 4, and 5. I've had opportunity to get 3 CIB once, but the top of the box was kinda jacked up, so I was like, "Man, it's so much money to have a top
And
that's jacked."
like 3 and 4 are probably 700 to 1,000 a piece, I think is what they're pushing. And then 5, if you can find one with all the inserts for 1650, you're doing good.
Oh,
Anything
okay.
like past there, I've seen them sell them for like 2,200 in the condition that like mine looks like it's brand new, other than the cart. That's the only thing I need to upgrade.
I haven't seen a 4 for sale, period.
And like they rarely come up anymore.
It's
The
weird because like PC wise, I think they're under. Well, I know 3 is like under 1,000, but you still don't find it. So it
no,
seems like it'd be
and it's
more expensive than that.
no, and like if you so for the non-player's choice versions, 1 through 5, if you ever get them, and those I can get you the entire insert list. So
Nice.
that was another one that, and those are fairly easy for the most part. You can rip them out of other cheap Capcom Game Boy games and just go with it that way.
All right, so it looks like James Riggs won the giveaway. Thank you, Retro Rebel, for that. It is hard to hold conversations, read what you jackasses are writing, and do giveaways. So let's do it, man. Let's do some Plinko.
Well,
James, are you here?
before we do that,
Yeah.
I gotta see. I saw Atomic post in there, and Atomic, you can suck the middle finger all day long on that Operation Wolf comment. I hate you and everybody else who sent me a box copy or non-box of that. I hate that game with a passion.
That's funny. Let me see if my camera preview will work. Guys, can y'all tell me if you can see my ink pen right now? Yes or no? Great. All right, we'll turn that off. Why is nothing working?
So you want me to co-host and just use it for that, like that
Nah, we'll
split
just bring
second?
it over
Okay.
there. All right. So here's how the Plinko works. If you don't know what Plinko is, it's freaking awesome. It's a Price is Right game, but we customized it for Whatnot. I'm going to turn this camera around so I can actually do this. So check it out. We got the Game Cabin Plinko board. We actually need to put a sticker on there that says Game Cabin, and we're gonna actually do this. Check it out. We got the lights, and then these are your potential prizes. Everything from games to heartfelt compliments to a big sticker to a CIB, some T-shirts and other things. So, Neto, why don't you go ahead and grab one? James, where would you like to drop this in relation to the board? Let me know if you have a spot, and you can tell us to move it left or right. Use maybe the Plinko letters under the N. So we'll push it
Right
real.
here.
All right, here you go, James. Good luck,
All right.
man. Here we go. What's he gonna get?
Lord,
A large sticker. All right, we got a large sticker for you. Uh, yeah, good get. It's actually not that large. Um, it is this sticker. So congratulations on your game cabin sticker in the middle of the horse talk. So that is Plinko. If you guys haven't played that before, it's pretty fun. We'll be doing that all night. We'll be doing it for any CIBs out of the cabin. You get a roll at the Plinko. So what'd y'all think of that? Was that pretty cool? I
I
thought
want
it was cool. I
I
love
want to
Plinko.
get one of those for my house.
I bought that at Costco, and then I made all the little laminates and stuff. And I was like thinking, I actually use AI to make them, and I'm like,
Uh,
AI, please take this image and then put these letters on top. And it's like you must upload the image, and then I pasted it. And it's like, no, you must upload it. So then I upload. It's like, no, you must upload it.
Look,
And I kept going through that.
I love using like all that stuff for making like memes with some friends and stuff at work. Like I got one of my best buddies, and I actually had sent a group text out between everybody after he had did a bunch of trash talking. AI picture comes out, and it's him over the patches of Houlihan from Dodgeball, and it says, "You can dodge a wrench, but you can't dodge jalapeno."
That's funny. That movie's so stupid. I've watched it a few times. I like all the Ben Stiller stuff. So you're talking about inserts on Capcom. What
Yes.
you said the Mega Man 5 registration super hard. What else is like hard
So
to get?
that the Section Z map, those two are probably your hardest inserts to find. Italian luckily found me a map, so I finally knocked that one out. That was like the last Capcom insert that I was missing entirely. So I am done trying to locate each individual one. There's also another that goes into Section Z, which because it didn't include a poster at the time, the poster wasn't made. So what they did is they made an insert that said, "Hey, you can send all this off with $5 or something, and you'll get the poster." It was the Cabinet Commando poster, and so that's like a really hard one to find. More so, you can find those on eBay, but it's like random.
Gotcha. I got a Section Z coming in as of today. First time I ever got a hang tab one,
Oh
and it's
yeah.
got the blue sticker on the front. What's the blue sticker about?
So the blue sticker is regarding that poster.
Okay.
So it basically tells you, hey, Capcom, I think it's like the fan club is what it says on there, if I remember directly. And it's for that poster. And then the map, depending on the hang tab, there's three hang tab versions.
Hmm.
And I would have to go back through my list, but two of the three came with the map. The original first print did not have it. And apparently, somebody, I'm trying to remember who it was, sent me a picture of it, and it was information on why they included the map. It was from some game magazine from like 88 or something like that, or 87.
That's cool. Somebody in the chat was asking, did you see the new preview for the new Mega Man game?
Yeah, so I'm excited. It was at first I was kind of like, man, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. Looking at the high res screens, I'm just glad that they're finally doing it. And there is a Mega Man robot design contest for it. So they sent in the whole details that it's going to be based off of a robot master with a vacuum for an arm.
Yeah.
And so I just said, I sent out like a little group chat, and you may have saw that one where I said, "Hey, I'm just going to send in a picture of Karma. He's smart
Ah,
enough, so that's there it goes."
that's perfect. He's got his face on it. Man, that's cool. We were looking at my no banner one earlier. There are other variants like across that series that have like these one offs.
So there, well, regarding the banners, there's only 2 and 3 that I know of that didn't have the banner. I think there might be a late print of 4, and if so, it's either real or not real. I've
Okay.
seen like maybe 1 or 2 times. But then there is the variant of Mega Man 6, and that is there's actually 2 versions. There's one that was from like Brazil. It's a Playtronics. It's one of the cheaper ones, and you can usually find a CIB of it for like around $800. And then there's the rare Capcom version, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly where it originated from. But I think it was a South American release as well. And you can find them in the states every so often. But that one, if you find a box copy, will run you 10,000 plus at
Jeez.
this point. Like it matches the same manual, the black and white manual color, and everything like that. So it goes better with the other Capcom games.
I'm just thinking about how many games I'd have to liquidate to pay for that one
Like
game.
like it's just my white elephant at this point. If I ever come across one, I'm not going to spend that much on it. But it's just like, oh,
You'd be
it's
tempted though.
I would be tempted just to be like, I finally got it.
Yeah. So you brought a console today. You want to just tell us a little bit about that console?
So yeah, I brought it just to kind of show you and stuff. So it was the Polymega system. I know like Karma, he ended up getting one. So it's just a system where you can preload all of your cartridges to it, all your CD based games through like everything from Sega CD all the way through PlayStation 1 and Sega Saturn. And then NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis 32X, all that, and TurboGrafx games. And you can play it. And instead of using just like the standard emulation, it's using the hardware to try to play it as close to original as possible. And they've made a 64 attachment to it. I'm not as fond of it. I want to see how the analog does in
Right.
comparison, but that's like the only difference with it.
How many
And
games can that thing hold?
oh, I mean, I put a extra or internal hard drive into it as well, like a little SD card, and I think it can hold like close to like 10,000 games or something like that before you would need to make an additional expansion.
That's pretty cool, man. I was looking at it. I was like, man, I wonder if I need one of these in the house. But then, obviously selling games in here, I could download every single thing
Yeah,
that comes through here.
and I'm saying that's where my intention originally was. Like, hey, I could if there's some I don't want, I could just load them and then sell them
Yeah.
and then just go from there.
So Neto's going to be downloading games in the cabin all night tonight. He's going to be shopping around, be like, I don't have that one. How long does it take to actually like get the game onto the system?
So a cartridge-based game, you're looking at like 5 to 10 seconds. I mean,
Oh
you
wow,
put
so
it
it's
in,
instant.
put add, it sends a little bar and it's done. A PlayStation or Sega Saturn game, it's anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes, depending on
Okay.
how large. I think like Final Fantasy IX took me probably close to 40 minutes to download.
What console? Obviously, you play this, but like, what console is like your console? What do you always go back to?
Man, look, the NES is like that was like my pride and joy as a kid. I had an Atari, but it just was not the same.
Yeah, I had an Atari as well. It's a mystery of my life. I played Tank and I played Pong, and then the thing disappeared. Where did it go? Was it actually mine, or like did they borrow it? And then like the NES showed up like at Christmas time.
I still remember like mine, it failed, and my dad's neighbor decided he was going to fix it for us. Well, after he made his repairs and we plugged in, and it caught fire. So it
Oh,
was,
jeez.
it,
Which model was that?
uh,
Like the 5600 or
I
2600?
think
What?
it was a 2600. It was one
Yeah.
of the early ones. The only game I really, there was a couple games I remember. F1 pole position. I remember that one though to the T. I think it was like the first game we ever got for it.
Saved by the Bid's asking what's the game that took you longest to rip on
The
this?
longest to rip. It's probably Final Fantasy 9 or Legend of Dragoon, just because they're 4 discs, long. I mean, it took forever. Like Legend of Dragoon made me mad because I got on disc 3 and it like gave me an error and I had to redo it like 3 times.
So we were talking about earlier, right when we got here. I was telling you I was starting to play the Genesis Wily Wars, and I really
Oh,
like it, man. I think I like it better than the originals. The music just sounds so much deeper and just better, but the bosses are hard, you know.
and a lot of people like they're mixed on it. They like the sound or they hate it. Now the only thing is like the damage that you take from it is it seems like it's so over projected from the original games that there's like little like less room for error more than anything.
Me and so Rebel was on Rebel. We were on at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, let me play this thing on the Switch. This was after I beat that Retro World terribly badly, and his game is up there in the loft forever. So we had a horse play, is what we called it, and we put up CIB games. Whoever won gets the CIB. But if we tied, then it was a giveaway, and we had to give away the game. But anyway, I smoked him. He actually picked out both of the games too. Isn't that great, Matt? Share this on YouTube and everywhere else. But his Mission Impossible, uh, we actually tied it Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and it was like
So
we were like speed running it.
I remember watching that stream too
Yeah,
and stuff like that. The Mike Tyson's thing, at first he was whipping you. I'm like, no man, he's about to run away, and then he just like fell off the map. I'm like, oh, this went south quick.
Matt said I barely won, so Matt must have not been there when we were playing Mario Kart. Uh, so I had actually never played that Super Nintendo Mario Kart. So he mentioned it. We let people vote in one of the streams, and I was like, "Y'all pick both of his games? Like that's bullshit. Like I have zero chance." But I was decent at Tyson Punch Out when I was a kid. And what's funny is I progressed further in that horseplay episode than I ever did like up to that time, you know. So I've got through Tyson and stuff when I was a kid, but I still haven't got back to Tyson yet. So
So and look, it was I always loved playing that game, but yeah, Tyson kicked the crap out of me as a kid. I just remember being so mad, and now it's like going back. I'm like, all right, now I see everything I was doing wrong, and it was just made it so
he
easy.
knocks you out with like one hit, right?
And if for the first little bit, if you get hit one time in the first early portions, you're done. After that, I think you could take one or two hits.
What do you think was the hardest NES game that you were playing? So I thought Tyson was
Oh
pretty fun, but the end was pretty hard.
man, so the hardest. Look, Bionic Commando, that game was unbeatable without a Game Genie, in my opinion. I hated it. And no, it was not Operation Wolf. That game just sucked. That's all that was. Let's just end it right there.
I was playing Bionic Commando for the first time. So it's funny, man. So I've been playing a good bit of NES, but I've only played like the same 25 games over and over.
Yeah.
So I just don't like venturing out too much. But I did just recently beat all three Castlevanias. I had Castlevania 2 as a kid, and I didn't beat it as a kid. I couldn't figure out what you did when you got to the lake.
So I was the same way. Like I just remember the mountain or whatever. It
Yeah.
like and just like going to it and being like, what is this the point of this? And yeah, going back, I played it probably 10 years ago when YouTube, everything else, you can just walk through it. Made things so much better.
Yeah, man. And then Dimitri said I beat the third the hardest possible way. So I only used the main character. I didn't switch over or anything like that. It only took me 2 months, so
Well,
it was something.
so look, I finally beat it too, kind of the same, like using the main character. But I did cheat using the polymega. You can make save states. So every time I
Uh,
was about to get
dude,
killed, I'm
yeah.
like, revert, revert.
I played that. It was like the second to last level. It's the one like you go and you end up in like this. I want to call it like a subway. It's two levels and there's like water.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
God.
about. It kicked the crap out of me too. And that's what I hated because I wanted to go back and play it and do the other paths and everything too.
And I remember I finally got through it after like 40 lives, and then I got to the boss and died immediately. And I was like,
Well,
oh no, I got to do the boss.
so look, I thought the bosses were actually way easier in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like they were easy compared to like Castlevania 1 or Castlevania 4.
Really? I didn't find that to be the case. Like the last two were pretty hard. I thought the last boss was easier than the previous
No,
one.
he
Yeah.
was the last boss. I beat it in one try, and I'm just like, okay, this was not what I was expecting.
You got to be a lot better than me, man. I didn't beat you one try. What's really fun, I guess that game wasn't terrible though because you didn't have to restart at the very beginning,
Yeah.
which was good. I don't like the NES games necessarily that like you use your three continues and the game's over. Like that's I don't love
And
that.
there's a bunch of them that's like that that were just I don't know. There were so many that were just a ripoff for that matter. It was the same thing. Like the whole point of that probably was like they made some games where they wanted you just to rent them over and over to try to beat it, and it was just a cash grab.
And when I think about the NES games, I mean, I didn't have a wide selection. We would go to the gas station. I did collect the ones I used to rent too. So like Spy versus Spy, I didn't have that one as a kid, but I love renting it. You
So
know?
I was the same way. There was a bunch that I rented that I ended up wanting to pick up, and I mean, even like everything from Genesis on. Like if I remembered it, I'm like, gotta have it. If my cousin had it, I ended up buying them. Like Jurassic Park on NES was one that
Okay.
I bought me a mint copy of it, and my cousin was mad because that was his childhood game.
Yeah, the ones I'm looking at them now. So I just got the sealed Tiger Heli. I actually forgot I got a sealed one, but I rented Tiger Heli a lot. All that top case is all
Oh
the
yeah.
ones I had when I was a kid. We rented. I own Wizard and Warriors. I used to rent Snake Rattle Roll. I actually but don't know why Back to the Future's in there. It really shouldn't be. But yeah, all those rentals actually stick in your mind just as much as the ones you own because you'd rent them over and over and over, like
Oh,
every
yeah.
weekend.
It was like the Double Dragon games. I had all 3 of them as a kid, even though I hated the 3rd one because it was probably the hardest one out of all of them.
Really, I haven't even played it yet. I have it. We should,
Like, you could swap between characters, and apparently there's some cheat codes that I never knew that makes it way easier.
so your collection's is pretty built out, I would assume, at this point. Anything that you're still hunting today?
Snow Brothers Complete in Box
Hmm.
is like the one thing I'm trying to get, and that way I can officially complete with every insert the entire Capcom NES collection.
We sold a Snow Bros box on here like 2 months ago.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
Like, I asked Bond because I think he's the one who bought it, and
yeah. I don't remember who got it.
I was like, "Hey, man, how good a condition was it?" Because he's like, it's not up to your standard." I'm like, "Okay, well, I feel a little bit better."
Yeah, it was probably like a 7, 6.5, 7, something like that. But it was this rare box.
Oh yeah,
It got dropped in my lap, really, and I was like, okay, yeah, we'll run it. We'll see. We just moved it on, but we've been running into a good bit of boxes lately. I'm kind of enjoying just selling boxes. It's like a whole new thing. So I think we'll keep doing that for a while, as long as we can still source them and
oh
stuff.
yeah.
So and it's kind of interesting too because some people it I had to. I would. I don't. I'm not into like breaking CIBs, but like I get a lot of them that are boxed and cart, and then the manuals are like either really expensive or hard to
Oh yeah.
find. And those I'll break because it helps two different people usually.
So you got that, and then of course you've got all the extra inserts, and there's certain ones that you got like either game specific posters and registration cards that those right there can be $100 alone.
Yeah, I paid some money for that. I got a box of inserts I want you to look through later.
Oh yeah,
Once we're
I
out of
can
the
help
horse
you
talk
out.
because there might just be some stuff in there. You're like, oh yeah, that goes to that game. That goes to that
Oh
game.
yeah, I can help you out with those easily.
So I used to like put all the manuals on the site and all this stuff. I was like, oh, this is too much. Like it'd be fun to like just auction manuals, but it's not so fun to like list them and
Oh
keep
yeah,
track of them. And you have 14 Tetrises. When somebody buys one, you're like, I don't know which one of the 14 this is. I don't have them cataloged by UPC number or anything. Um, Overall, so yeah, that Wily Wars, man, that's a great game. What is there something that happens when you beat all three on that game?
so when you beat all three, you go to what's called Wally's Tower, and it's the only way you can play it, and
Oh,
it's like an additional, can't remember if it was 3 or 4 levels, and that's where you run into, like, Inker and Punk and some of those characters, and it was, I just remember it like the first level was easy, and I'm just like, "Okay, I played all this for just this," and then it got to be a pain in the butt after that.
now I got to beat it for sure because I
Oh
want to play
yeah,
the new stuff.
and it's definitely worth it to see it at least one time.
If you guys don't know what game I'm talking about, it's Wily Wars for Sega Genesis. It's available on the Switch Online right now. So if you have Switch Online already, it's free. So
And you
man, all the Genesis games are good on the Switch. Did you see that
oh
on the
yeah.
app? They put all the good ones on there. I was like, where's the good ones on the NES?
Well, speaking of, like, the Switch Online, did you, end up getting you a Virtual Boy, like, the adapter for it?
Mm-mm.
So I did pre-order one. I hated paying $100 for it, but at the same time, hopefully it gives me blindness like you
Yeah,
expect from it.
I think Oreo said she was going to get one as well on that thing. I never had a Virtual Boy. I never even used a Virtual Boy when I was a
Look,
kid.
I had a cousin that had one. Of course, he had like every console, the Turbo Graphics, even the CD-based portion of it, all that stuff. Like his parents would buy him whatever he wanted. So that's the way I got to play all that stuff.
So I bought a Sega CD. I ran into a Sega CD in Alexandria, which you know where that's at.
Oh yeah,
We were coming back from Dallas, and I stopped at a game exchange, and I started talking to the girl, and I'm like pulling all this Genesis stuff. It was really cheap. I'm like, I'm gonna take all this Genesis. So I bought like $400 worth of Genesis. And I was like, what you got weird back there? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you got that's weird? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, bring me something nobody's gonna buy. So she brings out a Model One Sega CD.
oh
She's
gosh,
like, I got this thing. I'm like, does it work? Because that's my first
oh
question.
yeah.
Because first off, you never see the damn things.
Well, that and the lasers went out on them so bad, like, and to repair that is a pain.
So man, I got it home. I should have made them hook it up. I should have made them hook it up. They told me it was tested or whatever. All they did was plug it in. I don't think they ever hooked it up. So I hook it up to the TV. Title screen, do do do, all this stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
oh sweet, it does work. Dude, I think I paid $150 for it, which was cheap for a Model One Sega
yeah.
CD. And then I pressed the CD tray, and then it didn't come out. I'm like, oh, here we
Oh
go.
gosh,
So I call them back, and this is like when the cabin was just like coming up,
yeah.
and I was like, I can't deal with this right now. I've got too many things to work on in here. And they're like, we don't take any exchanges or returns. I'm like, you told me it worked and it
Yeah.
doesn't work. Like, I just want credit, like, whatever. Man, I was on the phone with those guys for like hours, like on multiple calls, and they have the worst service I've ever dealt with.
And I know there's one in Baton Rouge here, and I bought like 1 or 2 games. It was the same thing. I bought like a just a copy of Yoshi Safari, and they were like, "It's tested." And it was the same thing. I went to bring it back because it's got on there like 30 days of
Yeah,
the game exchange. They're like, no, it worked when it left."
yeah.
I'm like, "You got to be kidding me."
So where you? So we have a few game stores here, not a whole lot. There's a Game Exchange, there's GameWare. Pawn shops are actually pretty decent around here
That's
too.
funny.
Where do you like to go find your games?
So there is a place in Lafayette. I'm trying to remember the name of it right offhand. I've been there about 3 times, and they actually have a decent selection of even like box copies, whether it's sun faded or not. And I actually bought a copy of Opwolf, and whenever I finally stream again, I'm gonna send that reject of a CIB out to somebody.
You just hate
That'll
this game, huh?
there is look, there is like a prime passion of why I hate it. The game was terrible, and then it seemed like every time like there was an auction for a mystery giveaway, or a mystery game, like Pawn, for instance. I won one of his mystery streams, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pick the number 7, Operation Wolf, every time. I
Really?
think like I won like 3 of them in a row, and then people thought it was a joke. So then I get like boxes in from people, like random shipments. I'm like, what is this? Another copy of Aqua.
Well, it's better than what I got. I got championship bowling, which was a good. It actually wasn't a bad championship bowling, y'all. It had all the inserts, everything, even like the pink slips and all that stuff. And then, dude, I've been struggling with the bin, so you can see like there's a lot of shit in here. We had over 1,000 items in the bin at one point, and bundles are eating me alive. Like, I'm literally making these like bundles that are this, a foot tall,
Yeah,
and then if I don't like go in there immediately and delete all these things, then other people are buying them. But the thing is like sometimes you have a queue and somebody else wants something right after. Long story short, it's impossible. And I was like, man, I either got to get the inventory down, which is what we've been doing this week. We're gonna try to get to like 500, and we might just have to stop bundling. I mean, it's
oh yeah,
all in
I
there.
can understand it.
It's all in there. Just gonna make an offer, right? So I'm debating on whether that is going to piss people off or not. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it would. It's just, I mean, if people are seeing that you're just what you're trying to get rid of and everything like that, or just trying to move, I don't know, like just your like quantity of stuff. No, you're going to have somebody that's going to come in and buy stuff up. But at the end of the day, once you get to where you want to be and be able to sell the things that you want to, it's going to make it all a lot easier on you.
Whatnot does need a bundle tool, so that would save a ton of things. The problem I run into though mostly is just like I enter cost into Whatnot and all that stuff, and every time I bundle, it all goes away. Then I have to go and do it again manually at the end of the week. It's just a nightmare. Trying to run a business like this legitimately is not easy.
There's a lot of stuff they need to update within their app. I mean, I just remember when I first preloaded like for my first stream, and I thought it was going to save everything, like 20 extra auctions, and then disappeared. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I got to retake pictures and do all this garbage again.
You like to go to the cons? Did you go to Cajun Con?
So I didn't go to Cajun Con. I went to Louisiana Retro Fest. Like,
Yep.
I didn't go this year. I went the last
Suck,
2 years.
suck
It was I'm glad I didn't go because last year I literally went there. All I spent was $20 to get in and didn't get anything. It was a complete waste of
My
time.
buddy Landon Vins there. I don't Diddy's Retro Revive. I don't know if you know him or not.
So he's actually, I think, based in Prairieville,
Yeah,
like,
he's right there by
yeah,
you. He
he's
lives
right there.
in Dutchtown or something.
So there's a shop there that he actually sells his stuff out of. It's like a little vintage toy store, and they actually have a little game section, and it's his stuff. I know for a fact because the lady that's in there used to call me like, "Hey, he brought some new stuff in. Come check it out." And it's like a minute from my house.
Yeah, I went this year, man. It was nothing but like I walked in. So the first booth I saw was a vendor selling soap. And I'm like, what? This is like Louisiana Retro Fest. I'm like, what does soap have to do with Retro Fest?
Oh God, if Atomic's in here, me and him went to it was oh, what was the name of this? It was a con in Dallas, and I cannot remember the name of it for anything, but they had some of the same stuff. People selling like soap or just like one of them had like they were trying to sell windows. I mean, like, what the hell? Like, why would you even waste your time coming? And they're like, yeah, our boss sent us here thinking it'd be a great investment, and people are just laughing at us.
I remember it was soap on the right and it was ninja swords on the left, which had nothing
Yeah,
to do with it. And I was like, man,
Retropalooza.
Retro Palooza.
And we got some great stuff there too. But I mean, it was just like they had some random crap like that.
Any advice for us? Well, for me personally, how to get deals at cons?
I mean, the biggest thing is if you're going in there, find what you want. A lot of times when you talk to the people, they will start working with you. Or if you say, hey, I want to buy like 5 of these, would you give me a deal? And one of the guys that had the Mega Man 7 in there, because all I was looking for was a box. He had
Mhm.
the box and cart, no manual. I'm like, all right, perfect. I can finally get rid of my piece of trash box that we actually did a candlelight vigil whatnot stream of, just because it was like the epitome of my collection. And I actually talked to him. He had it for 7, and I told him my story and everything. And I'm like, dude, just I'm gonna look around, hold it for me. I will pay it. I'll pay extra. And I came back, and he ended up dropping $50 off of it.
There you go. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't go to the cons too often, and then it was interesting. Like the last one I went to, there was one booth though at the one that this year that was kind of cool. It was just a dude selling his collection. There's like no signage, there's no
Uh,
nothing. He had a couple boxes and a table. So he just bought a table to sell his whole collection. He had some good stuff. And I'd be like, how much you want for this? And he just like looks it up on price charting, which that's kind of a
yeah.
little turn off. But like, I was like, okay, well that's fine. But like how much for like these
Oh
10
yeah.
games? But I got a couple things from him. I got an Ocarina of Time that the label was destroyed and he's like, "Yeah, I want 40." I'm like, "I ain't giving you 40,
No.
bro. It don't even have a label on it." I was like, "I give you 20." It's like, okay. So
And a lot of times, if you tell those people, man, look, if you're going off price charting and stuff like that, this is all also adding in, the eBay sale. So then you got the eBay fees and everything
that's true.
attached. You're never going to get that. So it's like, go ahead and subtract 25% from this and call it done.
It is. It's very interesting on the auctions. I watch auctions now a lot. I will tell you this: the pressure finally feels off on whatnot for me because the first like 6 months, like getting back into collecting and getting my old games back and stuff. You see a game that you had, you're like, I got to get that game. I got
Well,
to get that game. You know?
look, and I was the same way. Like when I first got on Whatnot, it was I want to say it was like a meth addiction or something. The way it was like hitting me, and like Atomic, that's how I met a bunch of those guys. Were from a guy named Retro Impulse's stream. Like we were, it was some of the cheapest games we could have ever gotten at the time when he was first streaming. Like I got a CIB copy of Commando for like $30,
Wow.
and like it was just stuff like that. I think Ninja Gaiden 2 with every insert, and that included like the mailing labels and all. I paid like $95 for them,
So,
and
well, speaking of deals, like, what's your number one find ever?
that I ended up getting and making a huge deal on. Uh,
Or even keeping it or reselling it or whatever. Like, what was the one that you're like, holy crap, I can't believe I just pulled that off?
so I mean, if you look back like from the past and now, it would still be Mega Man on the Game Gear because I paid like $75 for a $2,500 game now. But I think the biggest thing I'd ended up getting to resell, man, that's a tough one. It may have been getting the Master Edition of Breath of the Wild. I
Okay.
ended up getting it for like right at $250. And it was somebody who was like, man, look, I got it. I'll just go ahead and sell it. At the time, they were selling them on eBay for like 400. I
Mhm.
held on to it. It had damage on the box, and I ended up selling to somebody I know for I want to say it was like 750 is what I got.
That's the black box one.
Oh yeah.
I got this one like last week, and I don't know which one that is,
So that was
but it looked
the
cool.
so yeah, that was the collector's edition that came with the bag and everything. I still have mine of that. I bought it from Best Buy right when they came out. It was like $80. And it was a really cool edition too. It's
Yeah.
got all the music CDs and a bunch of other stuff in there.
Yeah. It has everything in it, which was pretty cool. It is open. I just like all those big ones like that. Like the
I
big
do
box
too.
stuff is pretty neat.
Especially like you've got the Mega Man. I think that was which one? 10 up there.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
11. I thought it was 11, maybe.
can't can't remember if that's 10 or 11. I'm like you
Yeah.
right
I
now.
figured it's Switch. So I figured it was 11, but it might be 10.
Yeah, and that one there, I've got the same one. There's actually a bigger version of that that had a bank with it too.
That one's Japanese. So I got that one from Atomic.
So
a while back,
So that's
actually.
the same one I have then. Now yours is still sealed. Mine is open.
Yeah, it's really cool. I don't think that one's going anywhere. I thought about trying to get it graded. I'm like, how are they gonna put that thing in a box? It's like massive, you know. It's gonna be like $1,000 of acrylic and then like a
Oh gosh.
$40 grading fee, which I think would be pretty funny on those. And then I got these. Y'all can't see them on the screen, but these Mega Man deals. I got those from Buck Willie on an auction. I remember we were driving to go see Landon that night, pick up a game lot, and that happened. So,
So
Dimitri's asking, did you get Rock Band and Fort? Is that Fort? Is that it?
40.
40?
So Dimitri, are you talking the Japanese version or are you talking about the re I guess the English version of it that I got the box from Uncle Tuck from? Yeah, so I've had the Super Famicom one complete with I think it has every insert with it. I'd have to go back and look. I've had that one for since like 2010. That one is a great game, by the way. I mean, the GBA version of it was trash in my opinion, but the Super NES or Super Famicom version, it's a great game. Well underrated.
How long have you been on Whatnot?
Probably 3.5
Oh wow.
years.
Okay.
I think Atomic started streaming, and it was like 4 or 5 months later that I actually started getting into it.
We haven't had one horse talk where Atomic's name didn't come up. That's gonna be a forever thing. So I'm starting to feel like what is that guy? The 7 degrees of separation. Kevin Bacon.
Oh yes,
Atomic, you're Kevin Bacon now. There's always a Atomic reference somewhere, which is pretty funny overall. But I think that for me, like it's been a year, but man, it feels way longer than that because I guess the amount of time I've been on it. I have backed off of the watching. I watch just the shows I want, and that's it. So
I've done the same thing. Now sometimes I'll see somebody like a picture of something, and I'm like, well, let me go see if it looks decent or not. But like the certain streams like Atomics was one of the first ones. Like when he was doing it, he brought me, Karma, and everybody else into that whole pristine condition. Like he originally it was just hey, get it because I want it, and because of him, he turned us into snobs and in regarding condition wise. I mean, kind of damn him for that in a sense because everything's more expensive now, but at the same time, it makes you feel way better seeing your collection like that.
so it's really interesting. I've been thinking about this stuff a lot, and I saw it in Chase's stream the other day. And look, I watch the Chase streams. I like them. I like watching, seeing what's going to pop up. But what's more interesting is what how people are bidding on it. I love to study the bids.
Well, with Chase's stuff, people just get stupid. And look, I can understand certain people at times will get mad because they want something and just start bidding to outbid somebody
Yeah,
else. And it's funny when you've got two people and you can just sit back and watch popcorn because you know they're going to take each other out.
I tried to get a Belmont's Revenge CIB today, which you don't see it very
No,
often.
it's very hard to get.
I bid up to I think almost 600 on it, and there are ones available for cheaper than that are just as nice. So I tried. I mean, I
Oh yeah.
tried, but it's gotten to a point now where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get the game eventually. I don't have to like blow the entire
No,
budget
and
on it.
look, like I'll tell you, if going to the right conventions in Louisiana, I hate to say it, man, me and you have like the crappiest like selection. It was just disappointing because Louisiana RetroCon, I went to it the first one they had when it was in oh, I'm trying to remember. I drove like an hour and a half. I got
It used to be down in like Homa or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
And like I got three CIBs from that one. A buddy of mine went with me and he's like, man, I had this guy, I bought Turtles in Time and a couple others. And I look, I said, yeah, this is fake.
Oh no.
So he paid like $300, and I'm like, go find the dude and beat him right now.
Jeez. Oh man. Yeah, I was on all those bids and stuff. It's so interesting to watch. Like the second it hits the price charting number, it just stops.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, they're just like literally they see the item, they're putting it on the phone real quick,
Oh
they're
yeah.
going back. And look, I'll do it too just to get reference, but like
Well,
it's not an indicator where
it's
I stop, you
so it
know?
is a great
Yeah.
reference. But when you go to like a stream, whether it's Dimitri, Atomic, whoever, if the conditions there, price charting, I mean, it's like a base point. It's like it should be this much at minimum, and then based on condition, it's up from there.
So are you a max bidder? Are you a sniping type person?
I
What's
I
your
usually
strategy?
I usually let people go in there and do their own damage, and then I'm like, all right, it's down to 10 seconds. They're not bidding. It's in my price range. Here we go.
I'm like a 5 second, 5 second to 7 second, but I'm a max bidder. I've kind of disciplined myself when that max bid. Well, I probably shouldn't say this out loud. When my max bid runs out, I'm out. So that's it. I don't come back. So, however, you don't know what the max bid is, so
No,
that's
and
a problem
it's
as
kind
well.
of it's mixed with there.
So I
I
had to change
mean,
my strategy because I just told everybody.
well, I mean, look, there was time. Now, look, I ain't gonna name who they are, but there's certain people that at times I would get so pissed off, I would run them up and then just kind of kick back and just be like, all right, give me my popcorn because I'm ready for them to rage.
I've done that a few times as well. I'll tell you about that after the
I could tell
show.
you that too.
So
Like we,
I've got my snipe list, I guess you'd say, of people that I just don't want to get it.
there's that. I mean, there's certain ones, and there was a couple guys. One of them in general, I know like everybody that remembers JD and knows him. At first, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy's taking all the good crap." And then, like after you get to know him, it's like, "All right, I actually like the guy. Don't feel, I'm not gonna like price him out. I'm just gonna bid against him." But he's also the reason I had to pay $1,280 or whatever it was, or more than that. Atomic knows the number for Ducktales too.
Awesome. I'm gonna run the second giveaway, y'all. We'll get it going. If somebody could tell me who wins it, that would be great. We have only the chat on the computer, so we can't see everything very easily. Anyway, it's another shot at Plinko. James Riggs won a $1 sticker, which was pretty cool. But there are T-shirts on there. There's CIB games on there as well. Although I get to choose them, or maybe tonight we'll let Netto choose them. But I think I'm cheap. Uh, we got some great Wii CIBs over there. The darts game, I think, is pretty cool.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
We Fit sounds like a great item.
Oh, dude, I meant to text a couple people tonight. I saw a Wii Fit graded
Oh
on
my
auction
God.
tonight, and it was bid at like $2. I'm like, I'm getting it. I'm bidding 20, but the guy bid 40 and
Look,
got it.
after the giveaway, we're gonna have to talk about like the weirdest crap or most ridiculous things you've seen on whatnot.
Yeah, Neto does live in the swamp, so it's funny because I asked Neto to come on the show, and then we realized we live 30 minutes from each other. So, and then Pookie's right down the street too. Your boy Pookie, he's about an hour and a half away. So he's going to do horse talk in January or February. Maybe we'll get him to come to the
And look, it was funny like figuring out that you like live nearby me, and then knowing that my old house was like 10 minutes from me. It was even crazier.
cabin. Rebel said, "Sell." I did sell a meat grinder on my show like 2 weeks ago. I got it from our hunting camp, and we're going to toss it out. And I'm like, no, somebody needs this. Like, it was nice. It was still in the box. It was CIB. It had the manual. It was the deal, but I put it in a priority box and I had to do an adjustment. Dude, it weighed 22
Oh
pounds,
my God.
and it fit in a large priority box, like barely, barely. And I was like, my mail. So my mail lady picks up every day, and there's usually like 20 or 30 packages. And I just would have liked to seen the look on her face when she lifted that one, because they're normally like three CIB games,
Yeah.
and this thing's 22 pounds in a priority box. She had to be like, "What the hell is
The
this?"
worst thing I have shipped recently was like a TV frame for a Samsung TV because I
Hmm.
was like, wait a second, this piece of crap that's been in my garage for 10 years is worth $300. Hey, perfect. Stick it on eBay. And yeah, the weight to it was like 29 pounds or something. It was ridiculous.
So there was a comment today that somebody sent over to me. A big streamer on Whatnot said the video game category is dying. Would you agree with that?
Look, it's definitely degraded from where it used to be. Like when I first came on, there were like deals. There was a ton of people selling like really great copies of things or things you never see. You still got a few people doing that, but past there, it's turned in. It's definitely lost its viewpoint is from what it used to be.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about like how I started with it, just very little knowledge. Like I played these games when I was a kid. I
Right.
had them, I owned them. I sold them in a garage sale for $5, and it killed me.
Did the same
Uh,
thing.
but
So
no real knowledge, you know.
well, the funny thing about my old NES games, some of them actually went to, like, I sold them the same way, and I actually went to a pawn shop, and my mom had wrote me and my brother's name on the carts, and I actually found Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt with me and my brother's name on it. I'm like,
Oh no way.
I was like, holy crap! Sent my brother a picture, and I paid like $3 for it. I'm like, yeah, this is mine as a kid.
That's crazy, man. That would be cool. We never wrote markers on our stuff, but the amount of people that do was pretty
My
high.
mom did, and then now that I'm going back and looking at some of my Sega games, I'm like, why did you write it on the damn label?
So did what was your console sequence? So mine was NES. Well, I had the Atari, but I don't think it was mine. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened with this thing. The NES, Genesis, 64, GameCube, and then I was out. What'd you have?
So for me, it started with the Atari, then the NES, uh, then it went to I think Sega and Super Nintendo, and then the 64.
You had both Sega and the Super Nintendo.
I did. I got the Super Nintendo late though. I
Okay,
think when the time I got it was around the time that Donkey Kong Country 3 released, and then I
okay.
went back and bought a bunch of games and things like
Was
that.
it the Junior, SNES Junior?
No, it was not. It was
Okay.
the I'm trying to I don't even think mine came with any games or anything like that, but it was the original like Super Nintendo wise. It did. I remember my mom like it was for my birthday, and they gave me like Mortal Kombat 3 and Donkey Kong Country 3 with it.
Demetrius said no Game Boy. Any handhelds?
I did. So I did have. I think the Game Boy Color was my first like
Okay.
Game Boy handheld, and I did have a Sega Game Gear, and it's like battery munching power.
Yeah.
That thing, you could go on a road trip for $100 in batteries and be drained by the time you got back.
Bro, you had everything. I'd have came to your house to play. I never had a handheld. I didn't have a handheld until I bought a Nintendo Switch.
Look, my brother. Well, the funny part when my brother was in high school, he used me as a way to win money. He'd be like, "Oh, my brother could kick your ass in this,"
Yeah.
and his friends would come over, and whether it was Goldeneye or what it may be, I just go whip the ever living crap out of him. And he's like, "Another $20 in the bank."
Oh, he's sitting there betting, probably cockfighting after school and stuff too. Overall, man, I don't know. I was thinking about that comment about the video game category. I mean, obviously, there's the digital stuff,
Yes.
but digital doesn't impact us on the retro side
No, like,
because it's still retro.
look,
It's old,
I don't like the whole digital thing. I love like my physical media. I mean, the Switch 2 stuff is kind of it's a gray area still, but I still want to have a physical copy, whether it's a box or whatever it may be.
It is kind of funny because I play games on my Switch that I have in the cabinet that I could pop out. But when we play, just streaming or whatever and
Yeah.
whatnot, we play the physical copies, which is still really fun. Um, I have bad luck on bringing consoles in my house. So Rebel, your one I bought from you, fried in my house. So look, I bought a replacement. Check this shit out. I bought a replacement, just like a Retron. It wasn't a Retron, but it was a different brand.
Yeah.
Power supply, AV cable. I hooked the sucker up and it started smoking
Really.
in my freaking cabinet. Like, I mean, like billowing, like popping and smoking coming out
Oh
of this
my
thing.
God.
I had to rip it out and throw it out the front door. And then I texted the dude and I looked at it. And I was like, he gave me a freaking laptop charger for this thing.
Oh.
It fit in the hole, but it was a lap that had the brick on it and stuff.
So I had the same thing happen with the Sega Genesis. There was a like the adapter fit in like for the plug-in, but it was like I don't know what the voltage on them was, but it was so overpowered that it ended up frying one of my Sega Genesis. It was the Model 2. That wasn't my original, thank God, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Just
Spider, congrats on the givey. Hang out. We'll do that in probably about 5 or 10 minutes where we'll wrap up the horse talk. It's nice having people in person. It's a lot easier to talk this way as well. There's no lag. There's no reading chat as much from that. So welcome back, everybody. If you haven't been here in a while, we this is season 2. Started today. We took a couple months off, and we have like 6 episodes scheduled with a cast of characters coming up. So it's going to be fun. I think it'll be like every 2 to 3 weeks for the next couple of months, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And yeah, maybe we'll have a few more guests in the cabin at some point. So obviously Christmas time coming up. You have kids?
so I've got a 7-year-old who is a stepdaughter, but she thinks of me more as her actual dad at this point than her real dad. So it's
Do you buy them like retro games and stuff?
So I have gotten her into like some of the old Nintendo stuff right now. Like she started playing Bubble Bobble with me,
Oh,
which
it's my
is,
game, dude.
and I'm telling you, like as bad as she is, she loves it. She's learning what rage is right now. That is the one thing. And my wife is like, "Oh my God, you got to stop this."
There's no way to get people to leave your stream faster than me playing Bubble Bobble. So I played it all the way through like level 99 or whatever on stream till like 3 in the morning one day, and it was so much fun, man. It's just great. I couldn't remember though. I remember it was something like around level 70 something you had to do different to like actually get the real ending or whatever.
uh, it's been so long since I beat it, I can't even remember. And like, I still want to get a copy of Bubble Bobble too, but
Yeah,
that was like the one that I don't know.
you
I'm,
get it at Gameware. It's only like I think they're asking like $700 or $800 for it or
oh,
something.
oh, look, I went in
Just a cart.
I went into one of the GameWares and to ask them if I could load like all their stuff on my Polymega. I'm like, I'll give you $100 just to pull it out, insert it, and then hand it right back. They're
That's
like,
funny.
no.
Yeah, they're not so fun. That's our local game store here, one of them. Dude, they're outrageous on retro stuff,
Uh,
price wise.
so they're the GameWare in Prairieville.
Yeah.
I will say this: they have a copy. It's a CIB copy of Mega Man 6 that they want like $750 for.
So I actually asked the dude in there. So they had Zelda 2, and it wasn't the greatest condition. It's probably like a 7 out of 10, and it was they were asking 300. So I asked him. I was like, "Hey, dude," and I was for real. I
Yeah,
wasn't being a dick. I was like, "Is there something special about this one? Like, is this like a variant, or like, is there something going on?" He's like, "Oh no, man. It's just like it's got good condition." I'm like,
it's like
"That's like a $90 game, dude."
yeah.
And in this shape, it's probably more like an $80 game. But I was just curious. I was like, maybe this has something I'm not aware of. So I legitimately asked, and it was no surprise that it
No,
wasn't
and
special.
like everything they have there is going to be like two and a half times whatever the current market value is.
I started wondering, like, is that stuff that game store owners, when they do this kind of stuff, is it because they don't want it to truly leave? They just want it to be a showpiece for people coming in.
I feel like that's the case, but at the same time, like you would think like Gameware would at least try to bargain with you a little bit, like
Yeah, ain't
somewhat.
none of that.
No,
I will say this: if I owned a game store, I probably would be similar, and the no negotiation. Because if I
yeah.
wasn't there, like
Now
I don't want like kids making decisions. I guess.
we'll have to look up that name of that store again, but the one in Lafayette, I mean, like I said, they actually their prices were. I mean, the guy even told me in there, he's like, "Look, I look at price charting and I set my basis around there, and usually plus or minus whatever from it, depending on condition." Like that copy of Op Wolf, it was a inbox beat to hell. I think like that even the board inside of it's rattling. He's like, "I'll sell it to you for $7." I'm like, "Done."
Yeah. We've had a couple games in here that I couldn't get to work, man. I was like cleaning them so hard and like nothing, nothing, nothing. And we actually got both of them to work, but it was like 20 minutes of
Oh God.
trying to get these things to work. And then one of them was a T post on the inside broke. Super Nintendo cart Spider actually told us, he's like, "Hey, you need to fix that T post on it. That's the problem." I thought it was actual board, but it was a T post. So we super glued it back, put that sucker back together, and sure as shit, it came right on. I was like, huh, just that little bit of angle or whatever it makes the
And
board move was just enough.
I wouldn't have thought that would have been the case, but
Yeah. Well, we've been working on a lot of NES and Super Nintendo consoles in here, having a decent success rate on getting them working, but it's amazing how much alcohol you can put inside of a NES at one point.
oh yeah, like I didn't realize how much room you actually have on the things until here recently.
My favorites, how many slightly above average games are dubbed? You'll never see this one again. Dude, I do hear that quite a bit. Um, it's a big world out there. There's a lot of things, and then with all the technology, putting things on eBay or marketplace is pretty simple. So I did want to ask you about this. I think our marketplace is the worst marketplace on the face of Earth. Are the people as bad to you as they are to me? Because we're in the same community. Or do you try to sell on the marketplace any?
So like on Facebook
Yeah.
Marketplace, man, look, I won't try to buy or sell on there because people think that they're like I did sell like some trash from my old house, like some can like some Blink cameras and stuff like that that people got a good deal on. I was just trying to get rid of and get a couple bucks. But no, past there, I was having people messaging me. I'm like, look, this is like $100 camera. I'm asking $50 for it. And they're like, would you take $5? I'm like, oh my God.
So true deal here. I'm gonna pull it up on my Facebook. So I had a Super Nintendo listed. Tell me if this is a good deal or bad deal. And look, I can take it. If you think it's expensive, let me know. It was a clean Super Nintendo, one OEM controller, no yellowing, with Mario World for $90. That's what I listed it at. I got first off, do you think that's expensive?
No, that's actually fair. I mean,
Yeah.
with Mario World, I mean, you're getting a $20 game with it, everything else. So I mean, yeah, the system's probably what about 70, $80 now just alone?
So
Yeah,
I'm counting up how many inquiries I had on this in 1 week. All right, with nobody buying it.
yeah.
Finally, a guy came and bought it. Let's count them. This so you can actually see them on phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
Good
19,
Lord.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Call it 33 in a week. And not just are you interested? Like, I want it. when can I get it? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, the guy that finally came and got it, I was like, thank God you came and got this because I'm about to delete Facebook. He's like, what's the deal? I'm like, the amount of work it took me to sell a console that I made $15 on
Yeah, it was.
was insane.
And look, I gave away a treadmill to get it out of my old house since I had to get everything out when I was selling it. And I had people like messaging me, and I'm like, look, it's free.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, would you pay me? I'm like, I'm not
Uh,
paying you shit. You either come get it or,
Did you see that video on YouTube where the dude's like with the drill and he's like, I got this drill for sale. And it's like, but it's like real life
yeah.
Facebook marketplace. It's super accurate with that.
Oh man,
So
it's ridiculous with the way people are with that stuff.
well, guys, we're going to about to wrap up. We're going to do a giveaway for Spider. If you guys have any topics or anything that you'd like to hear from Netto about, go ahead and throw them in the chat now. We got some games to play for sure, and then we're going to hang out a little bit. We'll probably leave the chat on for just a little while as well, but not too long. Trash people. Oh wow, that's cool, man.
So here's the only problem with that, Vaughn. They know where you live. They know what you have. They're going to come back and steal everything now.
I could say the same for Netto. Now he knows where I live. He knows what I have. So
You're going to have to come check out the pool house one day and check out the collection there.
yeah, I go out that way pretty often. My buddy that 3D prints lives or he works right around Blue Bayou, so I go out there a good bit. All right, here's a question for you. What's your most prized piece out of your Capcom collection?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Like, there's so many good games from it. Like, I still got to go with my Mega Man collection though. Like, either I'm gonna say Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy just because it's one of my favorite ones. The Game Gear one's probably the most expensive, but it if you've played it, you know that it is terrible. It is like god awful and unplayable, pretty much for that matter. But Mega Man 5 on Game Boy, hands down.
I need to play it. I got that little Retron for Game
Oh
Boys. You
yeah,
see it over
it's
there? Just so I can
it's
play it on the TV.
now they did add all the Mega Man Game Boy games to Switch Online too.
Mr. Day thought you were going to say Snow Bros.
No, I wish I had it, but that's hopefully coming up.
I Man, I just so enamored with that Genesis one right now. I play it on this little old Turtles TV back here, but it's got a subwoofer and a sound bar. The sound is ridiculous. But dude, completely unrelated. I was playing Mortal Kombat Trilogy on N64 last night or night before. That was awesome. I had
Oh
never
yeah,
played it
it,
before.
it, was- it is a good game.
The sound was really good. I have to turn this on so you can hear how it sounds on that little Turtles TV, but it's pretty legit. Yeah, it's a sound bar and it's a subwoofer down there as well. So we upgraded it pretty good. I just kind of hit it in there, but yeah, we use it a good bit. So
Yeah.
Turtles TV sound. I mean, we got Turtles TVs everywhere. There's one up there in the
Oh
loft. And
yeah.
they're just all over the place. So
So did you see what Save to put back up there a minute ago?
what's that?
About he said, "Where did my love for Adam 8-bit come from?" I don't know if have you ever seen one of the guy's streams?
Who's that?
He is the guy who does everything like an 8-bit, like his whole character. Like it is, it is the most god awful thing on whatnot if he still streams. Like it was to the point where I hated it so much. Like Atomic raided into it one night, and even Atomic was like, "What in the hell did y'all ask me to go into? And how is this guy selling anything? And what is he selling?" And then like I kept getting tossed in the rooms from raids for whatever reason. One night in general, I had fallen asleep during a raid and I wake up to this dude screaming and I look and I'm like, oh my God. And I just remember putting there, please go play in traffic and do the world some good.
Oh my
And
god.
it was just from there on,
Well,
everybody's
now I
like,
need to check it out. That sounds pretty awesome,
if you
actually.
see him, it's I'll tag you in a stream just so you can go and just be like, now I understand what is torture. Like I think a couple
So like
people.
he's like pixelated on the screen.
Yes, yes, it is like being in 8-bit hell.
It's like a filter or something.
I I don't know.
This
I
is what
don't know
AI is good for,
I
right?
don't know how he does it, but he's got his little characters that he calls his like Pixel Vixen Squad or something. Dude, it's and people are buying like I don't know if it's stickers or what, but it's just I mean, you can see this. Everybody's that knows it.
I got a feeling your boy's watching other pixelated things, following those
Um,
streams as
I
well.
don't know. He did do a live stream where it was him one time, and he about got punched in the face by somebody on the street. and I was like, if it happens, I'll tip $10.
Oh, dude, I forgot, man. Netto brought a game to auction, guys. It's actually in the pre-bids. We need to see if we
So,
got any pre-bids. You want to show them what you got?
so yeah, I brought. I said I was going to end up selling this, and I'll kind of bring it up to the screen a little bit.
Yeah, and you can feel free to move that camera as
So
well.
yeah, so I ended up bringing. I've got the CIB copy of California raisins. This was one that it was made from Uncle Tusk. The box, everything, and I'll show the inserts to it. So this is the only way you can really find the manual to it. So it does have the manual, even though it is like kind of miscut, which that's how they all look. The box in general is brand new. And from what I understand, he may not be making any more of these because I believe he got a cease and desist for certain things that he was making, which makes it even better. And then there is the cartridge, which the label is something that I can like glue back or allow somebody else to, but it is the full game on the cartridge, everything else. And it was one of those games that was unreleased by Capcom, along with Mackay Island, which I'm still trying to find a cart for the box that I got for that, and just to try to match it. And
Yeah.
it is a pain.
So look, we're gonna run that item. We do have a starting price for it. We threw it out there just to gauge interest on it. It is a purple Capcom from Netto's actual collection, which is in itself worth something. So we're gonna run that. We'll do 15 seconds on it. We got a little bit of a start for it, but if you're interested in California raisins, it is up and running. Good luck. And we'll get Spider's giveaway just following this. But a really cool piece for Purple Capcom.
So yeah, Italian. I didn't realize it, but I think it's actually on two posters. I know it is on the -4, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it may be on the -3 or the -5. There was another one that I remember seeing it somewhere and didn't realize it was advertised there as well.
What is a C and a D? What's he talking about?
Cease and desist.
Oh,
So yeah,
sorry, I'm not.
and
I'm not rested too much.
oh yeah, and Pawn, like that's what I understand because he removed the ones he had. He had like five more boxes he was going to sell, and I sent him a message like, "Hey, I want to buy the rest of them out." Just, and he's like, I don't know if I can do that right now." He goes, "We'll talk later." And since then, I haven't heard anything from him.
Oh, geez, you dirty rebel, you dirty. Well, look, we're gonna draw a Spiders giveaway. Neto, thanks so much for coming on the Horse
Uh,
Talk, man. We
I'm glad to
appreciate
be
you.
here, man.
And come back, see the cabin, hang out. We're gonna hang out